Growing up being a super active child, I played any sport with a ball, let alone anything I could do to burn off all the sugar within my young body. I started playing baseball when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, and then I was introduced to soccer at 8, and then football at 10. Not really caring what I wanted to do, I just wanted to get out and move. While growing up in Hawaii, it was almost inevitable to develop a sense of appreciation for the ocean. Every weekend I would go to the beach, rain or shine, double overhead or flat, I'd be there regardless. Skipping forward to my high school years, I retained the sportiness that I've always had until I received my 6th concussion during my freshman year. This shattered all of my dreams of just being active because at the time I only knew contact sports. But I didn't let that stop me. I was determined to persevere in any way that I could, and with that little hiccup, I discovered paddling. At first, I was skeptical because I wasn't throwing a ball, or I wasn't running away from defenders, or kicking to teammates. I was paddling. I looked at it in the sense that I'm essentially a water baby that just loves to be active, and I was definitely up for that challenge. And with that being said, these are my topics. The two things that are common ground for each sport is, 1, they're both extremely demanding, and 2, they're somewhat between anaerobic and vigorous. Each are very unique in their own respective fields, but all require a great deal of the 5 health-related components of physical health. These are cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. Paddling and stand-up paddleboarding are very similar in many ways, but they have their differences. First, listing some of the similarities, professionals will train in different categories: endurance, mental, strength, and recovery training, all of which are essential not only to paddling and stand-up paddleboarding, but to almost all sports alike. Paddlers must endure lots and lots of cardio, and personally speaking, when we train for states, let alone regular regattas, we would run 4 miles every day before practice, then jump right into CrossFit training for strength training. After that, we would jump into the boats and practice technique for a good 2 hours. And a big part of this whole process was mental training, because physical strength can only get you so far, but the will to finish strong and continue racing was a totally different training aspect. Learning from our coaches that are certified trainers and professional paddlers alike, our crew knew we were in the best hands. In this section, I'll be talking about football and more specifically wide receivers. The main job of a wide receiver is to catch passes from the quarterback, as simple as that. On passing plays, a receiver starts on the line of scrimmage and basically just has to outmaneuver or outrun defenders. Most cases, defenders will either be cornerbacks or safeties, but he simply just has to avoid them, catch the ball, and get to the touchdown. That being said, a lot of their training varies as they have to cover a bunch of tactics in order to avoid cornerbacks. As one of today's most prominent wide receivers out there, Odell Beckham Jr., or more commonly known as OBJ, is a wide receiver from the New York Giants. Odell will undergo a series of training programs in order to be quick and shifty, yet strong and agile. Beckham's trainer stated that his workouts consisted of speed, strength, and explosive quickness. And I quote, "Our foundation is speed, but the program isn't just speed and strength. It's also vision and awareness, as well as footwork and quickness. All of it works together," end quote. A training regimen can vary depending on season. If players are in season, it'll be a lot more like conditioning or just maintaining what they've achieved in the off season. One training exercise a lot of athletes use during the off seasons are sandpit workouts. They'll try jumping high while changing directions, all while catching a tennis ball for a hand-eye coordination. Let's just say if us normal people try to do that, we'd go into cardiac arrest trying to do all the things that they're doing at that level. As far as determining what categories the training falls under, I want to say all 5. Cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. I say this only because there is no set routine all athletes do the same. Some require more attention to muscular strength, while others focus on endurance. Not to mention there's a few individuals that'll do it all, and they'll do it damn good. Like I said before, the three sports are very similar. Some of the physical goals consist of improving endurance, whether it be to run 95-yard returns or 3-mile paddle, half-mile rest interval training. Endurance is also key as it allows you to cover more ground without stopping. And in addition to that, technique is also very key in the sense that it can increase or decrease your efficiency. For example, running without proper arm form can drastically decrease your momentum moving forward. When I ran track in high school, we'd get punished for not using our arms properly, but after seeing the difference it makes, it'll blow your mind. Same goes for paddling. A good long reach is key to a proper paddling form. An inch can make the world a difference, and when we paddle, we normally hit at 45 to 55 beats a minute or hits a minute. And if you think about it, 1 inch may seem like nothing, but that's 45 to 55 inches a minute, which equates to about 4 feet in about 1 minute of paddling. That could mean winning the race or coming in second. I want to say the big difference between the sports are that paddling sports focus greatly on endurance as distance is the key factor, while football is more focused on strength that is a lot shorter in terms of time. Although both are exerting extreme amounts of energy in their respective sports, it's basically like comparing a sprint to a marathon. You can't. Both train for muscular strength as you need to be strong when you compete, but football you're aiming towards agility and strength, while paddling you're aiming for endurance.